What's up, sexy people? Welcome to a new episode live from the battlefield. This is pretty crazy what went off yesterday. We had a peak of 60-70% yesterday. This is just freaking insane. I mean, I really do like the company because of its fundamentals. And I said in my past video that it still looks kind of squeezy because of the whole short interest. So there we go. We can see the live action down here, up here. Still very convinced that this is a good stock. And why am I making this video? I mean, fundamentally, nothing has changed for me at all. Still sticking to my story. Nothing in the least has changed. And I think that this stock is just a pretty good investment, because even from a replacement value, imagine you buy the whole company. Imagine you sell all the assets, you pay down all the debt, pay back all the shareholders, whatever. Shareholders get out with at least $15 a share, because in the massive real estate, which is prison facilities, rehab facilities, whatever, helps people to get back on track. Of course, there are people in prison, and that's why the stock is pretty controversial, because people are saying, well, you don't want to invest in private prisons because those private companies make a profit out of those poor prisoners. Well, you get into prison not because there's a private facility that profits from you. You get into prison because apparently you did something wrong. So from my point of view, GEO is not a bad company. If you want to complain about people being there, you should complain because of the people or because the laws are too strict, whatever. But the company itself, it has a purpose, it fulfills a purpose, otherwise it wouldn't be here, it wouldn't be profitable. So I guess it's just a necessary evil, if you want to call it that way. But why are we into the stock? I don't know why you are into the stock. Maybe for the squeeze, maybe for the price section, maybe for the momentum, maybe because you're a swing trader. I'm in the stock because I think I have a price target that is quite reasonable. And I think that the price target is somewhere in the north of $15. So, again, why am I making this video? This video should help you stay on course. What I find interesting, when I was getting into the stock, it had, at least on StockTwits, followers round about, I think it was 3,500, 4,000, something like this. Now we got 8,000, and this number just doubled within basically the past 72 hours. So incredible action right here. People figure out the name of the stock, they get attracted to the stock, they talk about the stock. I mean, you can't read as fast as people are posting, and it's just incredible. So what's that telling us? That's telling us, okay, there's gonna be a lot of momentum, upwards, downwards, whatever. And the important thing is, if you are into the stock because you are convinced that this is a good investment, you're not getting nervous by this kind of price section. My price target, I say it again, it's about 15, north of 15. I'm very convinced that the company can refinance the debt. Even if not in America, maybe they just go to Japan. What was it called? The bank that financed Core Civic and Nomura Investment Bank. Well, if you don't get the money in the US, you just go somewhere else. So pretty convinced that the Biden administration is not going to kill the whole industry, because the facilities are needed. And if they really want to dissolve the company, they got to buy the assets, and you can't just reconstruct the assets. You have to take it from somewhere, because the people are still there, right? And let's imagine if the government says, okay, we're going to force you to just stop the business. We buy you out. We buy your facilities. I am 110% sure you end up with a decent profit if you're a shareholder, right? Because there's a lot of hidden reserves in these assets. Just concrete. Massive concrete shortages because of huge infrastructure programs worldwide. Lumber, check out the prices for lumber. Check out the prices of steel. Cleveland Cliffs, it's getting hyped. Cleveland Cliffs was a company I was holding stocks in end of 2019. One of the most boring stocks you can imagine. And now it's like, yeah, let's push Cleveland Cliffs. Like, this is insane. What I'm trying to tell you is raw materials have increased in price. They have decreased in availability. So you cannot just start up and buy new prison facilities for a discount. So you got to buy them if you want to get rid of the private prison companies. And as I said, from my point of view, only possible when you're a shareholder that you get out of it with a decent profit north of $15. If you are a shareholder and you have a price target, you do not get nervous by this kind of moves. 30% upwards. Those are insane movements. I mean, before 2021, those kind of movements were not common. I think it's a good thing that we have retail investing. I think it's a good thing that we have platforms where people interact with each other. I think it's a good thing that people exchange information, and it's a very positive corrective to the market. Because on the one hand, there's extreme short selling of some companies. That is maybe big money might have techniques that the common investor doesn't, right? Talking about huge amounts of money, huge amount of possibilities, leverage, and whatever. But a huge amount of people is, from my perspective, a very good counterweight to those kind of actions. Massive shorting, now you got massive buying, because people recognize there's more value to the company than what the stock price tells you when it's heavily shorted, right? So people are trying to get this stock or this company back to a normal price. And a good side effect is just kicking some short's ass, right? Why you shouldn't get nervous if you got a price target, big swings, it helps you getting to your price, your personal price target faster, and then you can sell. But if it's going back, what are you going to do? And here we are back at one of my favorite investors, Peter Lynch. What did he say? If you do not have any estimate of intrinsic value of the stock, you don't know what to do when the price goes down. Do you sell? Do you buy more? Do you average in? The good thing about stocks is you can just wait it out. There's no need to act. And even if people are going crazy and you are sitting in front of the screen and it just goes blip, 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 seeing green lights everywhere, and the stock is growing massively, like 60% in 2 hours after market is opened, you need to stay pretty cool, I guess, or you can sell if your price target shows up and it is where you wanted the stock to be. You should probably sell. Because anything else is just gambling. If you're honest to yourself, you start gambling. I can only tell you from my GameStop experience, I bought the first stock about $4 or $5. Early January, when we were starting, when the squeeze started, it went up to 35. My personal price target was somewhere around 20, 25. I stayed longer. I took part in some sort of the squeeze action. It was way too much for me. I mean, it's not something that I handle easily. So kudos to the fucking value, right? I mean, he had huge amounts of options, and he just stayed in there. Like, I don't know how he did it. I don't know how many beers he was drinking during the day, but to me, it's just not my type of play, and it's tough. So if you have your price target, you should maybe sell just to stay sane, because otherwise you don't know what to do when the stock goes higher to 30. I mean, good luck for you if you stay in there and you can sell then, but do you really feel good? I don't know. I wouldn't. So I'm pretty sure that I will sell when my price target of 15 is reached, or maybe 20. But anything else is just I do not know how you get to a higher price point. And when it goes down again, well, I don't know. This is some uncharted territory for me, and I just don't like being in those kind of games, I guess. But right now, we are at 788. Okay, we went down another 10% from yesterday. Who the hell cares? Who the hell really cares? My price target still double. So I just wait. I'm just waiting for it. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm just sitting there and watching people do their crazy stuff. If you wanna be a day trader, just jump in, buy the momentum, and then jump out. That's cool. If you're an investor, you just sit here. Every here and there, you can check the chart. Maybe you don't. The thing is, you wanna stay sane. Otherwise, if you're in there to gamble, and I read people talking about, I'm betting against the company today. I am betting on the squeeze in 2 days if we reach a price level of, or if we reach a floor on 7. To be honest, if I read some sort of chart analysis with some sort of, oh, we crossed some fancy moving average, oh, you've seen the golden cross that only appears 3 times in the decade. Like, shut the hell up. Like, nothing happens. It's just a freaking chart. It's just statistics, right? Just some fancy lines in the chart. Doesn't tell you anything. You need to come up with a price target based on fundamentals. Of course, if you're betting on price actions, that's all you're gonna do. It's you bet. You're not investing. You're just betting, and that's nice if that's your game. But I would just say, well, just have a sip of coffee. Looks good. Everything's fine. Everything works out according to the plan. And so here I will sit and just wait until another little squeezy stuff goes on, just moving faster to my target price. That's all it is, to me at least. And you have to imagine, if a stock is jumping 30% a day, Warren Buffett, he is working very, very hard, and he has to wait on average 1.5 years for 30% plus. So what is this investment thing has come to? I think there's some fundamental truths, and one truth is intrinsic value still does exist, still is important, and you need to buy stocks when they are below intrinsic value. That's the easiest part of the game. You just need to wait it out, and you need to you need to look for stocks that have this kind of criteria. That's the easiest way to invest. And it worked like this with GameStop. It works like this with GEO. That's all I'm gonna say, and that's all the truth there is. And if you bought cheap enough, you just wait it out. And I don't care. I just wait another 1.5 years. I bought the stock. I bought leaps that expire in January 2023. So what the hell do I care? Can just sit here and watch all the craziness. And if we reach 15 much earlier, then we'll see. 15, 20, somewhere in between. Pretty sure I'm gonna sell. Because that's just my style of investing. But yeah, I wouldn't get too nervous today. It's like, oh wow, 12% down again. So people are probably crapping their pants because they don't know what the price target is. They don't know what price makes sense. And I really enjoy this kind of stuff because people are getting nervous, and you just sit there and drink coffee or drink a beer, whatever. I mean, the volume is freaking lousy today with 190 millions almost yesterday. So this is just, people will get back to it, and I'm very positive that this stock will see heavy swings in the next week. So if you have bought options, then you will see a lot of movement in your portfolio or in your trading account. If you have bought stocks, then movements are still big, but I mean, options are just tripling, doubling the movement, and so you see very heavy swings, and you have to stomach that. And but I cannot emphasize enough, get your price target. And if you say the price target is 9, you can buy right now. And if you say the price target was 750, then you should have sold already. And you had a very nice day yesterday. If you say, well, this company is totally overvalued, and here Stonks trader analysis is just garbage, well, then you can short the stock, right? But I can tell you one thing: you're betting against Michael fucking Burry, right? And he was in the stock with just that, stocks. He bought stocks, long positions. And the only reason why he got out, in my opinion, is because the stock dropped to a new low, and it's his investment criteria that he is not keep sticking to stocks when they hit a new all-time low. That's why, because he doesn't want one position mess with his portfolio too much. So he sold. But nothing has changed fundamentally to the story, and it hasn't changed anything since, say, half a year. I've been following the company for not that long, 2 months, but fundamental thesis stays the same. My price target stays the same. If they get back on track, if they can deleverage, what they're going to do, I mean, they stopped paying dividends, so they got a huge amount of cash already sitting there. So they pulled another round of financing from their revolving credit facility. So this is just another liquidity factor right there, and they can refinance that. They just need to find a bank to refinance the bonds. They have to play with different maturities. There's a big bulk of bonds coming due in 2024. I mean, it's still 3 years, and you can just refinance it and just roll it out with different maturities and make the whole deleveraging process much easier, right? I mean, what do you think? This company has been successful for decades. And do you think they run out of ideas right now because it's 2021 and the CEO is old? Like, that's not gonna happen. And basically, people always think that oh, now it's a time of big change and things will change within 2 days. This is a huge infrastructure government service provider. Do you know how slow the government works? Do you know how fast things get replaced in this sector? Hell no. This is gonna take a lot of time, if there's anything changing at all, right? And you should be aware, because we're living in weird times, fast times, internet times, posting bling 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 shit every second. I mean, while I was talking, we got 73 new messages here. It's just messing with your head. You need to stay sane, and you need to be aware that time passes slowly. Out there, outside of the internet, time is pretty damn slow. People are pretty damn slow. Politicians, government, structures, first world governmental administrative structures are the slowest things that exist, right? And just because we are staring in these monitors, things are pretty decent out there, I'm telling you. It's just messing with your head. So this is just a video, like, if you're new to the company, check out my last 2 videos. I try to explain some stuff that makes sense to me. I don't know if I'm 100% right. But even if I'm 60% right, 50% right, 51% right, that's okay. Because with a 51% chance in the long term, you can make good profits. Just to stay sane, maybe this video helps you. It helps me just to not get crazy when I see all this price action. I think we're on a good track right here with the stock. I think the stock is a good investment. We have solid fundamentals. People who are complaining about, have you seen their debt? Oh, this huge amount of debt. It's debt everywhere. And oh, yeah, everybody knows. But those bonds work different than your mortgage on the house, because on a mortgage you make monthly payments, and bonds you don't make any payments besides interest payments. And when the bond comes due, you do a refinancing. So that's all you do. You cash in profits. You have assets here, bonds here. You take the long-term bonds to finance long-term assets. These assets are very high quality, specialized infrastructure that are super, just freaking super hard to replace. And they increase in value. I'm 200% sure about it. And so you got 100%, let's say 20 years ago, you had 100% bonds financing 100% of the facilities. Now, bond amount stays the same, right? In theory, 20 years later, you still have 1 billion in the bonds, but your real estate is worth 2 billion, 1.5 billion. And the only thing you had to do was interest payments on the bonds. And they are also selling services. And so you have this huge cash flows that was only distributed to the shareholders in forms of dividends because they had a REIT structure. So what are they going to plan now? They plan to get back to a C corporation. They can buy back shares. They can do whatever they want. No dividends. They can deleverage. I mean, this company is in the business for decades, and don't you think that they don't know how to handle their stuff? I think they do. So simple as that. And I think that they will stay in business. I think they will stay profitable. I am very comfortable with this price. I hope to see more price action like yesterday, because it just helps you get to the goal sooner. But you don't have to be in a hurry, right? You can buy the stock and wait. And if you want to stick it to the shorts, just buy the stock and hold it. The less stocks that are out there available, the harder it gets to get rid of some short position. So the stock gets more expensive. And if we are all lucky and we have another spike, another squeeze, like up to the 25, so I'm not disappointed if I sell for 25. But if we go to 15, 16 a day, I might sell everything. I don't know. I just don't care. But as far as I'm concerned, this is a decent price. I'm gonna see where it goes. If it goes down again, I might buy more shares. If you like the company, you should do the same. Remember 3 things: price movement, just stay cool. Number 2, get your personal price target just to stay sane and know when to sell, so these movements don't mess with your head. And number 3, buy GEO stock, right? Okay. So far for now. See you all soon. Have a nice day. Take care, everybody. Happy GEO investing.